The meanings of tarot cards come from various sources. The most common are the position of the tarot cards on the Tree of Life, astrological correspondences, signs, planets and houses, the symbolism of the tarot cards, and meanings that pertain to fortune telling. The positions of the minor arcana on the Tree of Life relate to the four Kabbalistic worlds. These are Atsiluth, Bria, Yetzirah and Saya. The Ace to 10 of Wands represents the 10 Sephiroth of Atsiluth. The Ace to 10 of Cups stand for the Sephiroth of Bria, the Ace to 10 of Swords, the Sephiroth in Yetzirah, and the Ace to 10 of Pentacles, the Sephiroth in Saya. The following chart shows the astrological correspondences. You can download a high-resolution copy of this chart at enlightenmenttarot.com. You can find the link in the video description. Let's have a look at the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands represents Kether of Tifereth, which is the highest sphere in the spiritual level of human expression. Astrologically, Kether of Tifereth corresponds to the first three zodiacs. That's Aries, Taurus and Gemini. As such, it corresponds to springtime. Paul Foster Case offers the keyword initiative and initiation, which are great attributes for the Ace of Wands. From the idea of initiation, Paul derives at the following secondary meanings. The principle of beginning, inception of an enterprise or activity. From the idea of intention, he derives at the following secondary meanings. Natural as opposed to invoking force, strength, vigor, vitality, the force of concentrated will, concentrated power, and energy. These are all valid meanings, however, they dilute the core idea of the Ace of Wands a little. According to Arthur Edward Waite, the Ace of Wands has the following auspicious meanings: creation, invention, enterprise, principle, beginning, source, origin, and the virility which is behind these, as well as the starting point of enterprises, and the sign of birth. As you can see, he derives these meanings from the position of the Ace of Wands on the Tree of Life, which stands for intentions and beginnings. His terminology is not entirely accurate. For example, creation belongs to the suit of cups. Sign of birth is a bit off too. A sign of pregnancy would be more accurate. Arthur also gives the meanings of money, fortune, inheritance, and family. The first three are consequences of enterprises. The latter is a consequence of a birth. Since the Ace of Wands is just the beginning, these are just promises. Arthur offers the following inauspicious meanings: calamities of all kinds, fall, decadence, ruin, perdition, to perish, and clouded joy. He derived at those by finding the opposites of the auspicious meanings. These unauspicious meanings are questionable, since ageless wisdom considers Kether of Atsiluth as unconditionally auspicious. Maybe Edward thought that spiritual intention can disrupt worldly ambitions. This is true, but worldly ambitions don't belong to this level. They belong to Malkuth, which is still far away. Eteia, a French occultist and the first known professional tarotist, gives the auspicious meaning birth and the inauspicious meaning bankruptcy. He concurs, more or less, with Arthur Edward Waite's findings. Pepys, another French occultist and founder of the Martinist order, concurs with Arthur as well and offers the meaning commencement of an enterprise. Madame Lenormand was a famous fortune teller during the Napoleonic era. She gives the meanings engagement, happy marriage, riches, broken engagement, and separation of lovers. This takes the position of the Ace of Wands on the Tree of Life into consideration, but it's more on the fortune-telling side. Gregor Mather, the founder of the Golden Dawn, offers the auspicious meanings birth, commencement, beginning, origin, and source. No surprise here. Gregor gives the unauspicious meanings of persecution, pursuits, violence, exaction, cruelty, and tyranny. I suppose he arrived at these meanings by considering the ill use of intention and willpower, i.e. tyranny, and the effects thereof. One could consider Kether as tyrannical, because everything in the four worlds happens according to Kether's will. But, as Ageless Wisdom points out, the cosmic will of Kether is a will to good. Madame de Marchand, a 19th century celebrated Parisian fortune teller, thought the Ace of Wands indicates that the querent will become a widower, will marry a young widow, and have 10 children, or vice versa. This is on the fortune-telling side too. Originally, the wand, cup, sword, and pentacle suits represent the Sephiroth in Atziluth, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asya. The original pictorial design of the tarot cards catered to enlightenment, and at the time the tarot cards were designed, its creators did not have divination in mind. This causes a problem for the use of tarot cards for divination. Most people are only receptive to the forces of Asya and lower Yetzirah. In order to function on Bria and Atziluth, one needs to have accomplished enlightenment. So how can the forces of the Cups and Wands cards have any impact on normal people? How can the original meanings of Wand and Cup cards pertain to worldly problems? For that reason, the Enlightenment Tower proposes a different model. The four suits represent the four levels of human expression. The spiritual level, that's the Wands; the creative feeling level, that's the Cups; intelligence, that's the swords; and action, that's the pentacles. These correspond also to the four implements of the magician, which you can find on this table. Intention, wands; imagination, cups; thinking, swords; and action, pentacles. Since the Sephiroth, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malkuth comprise human personality, Tifereth, the higher self, represents the spiritual level. Netzach, the creative feeling level; Hod, the intellectual level; and Malkuth, the bodily level, or the level of action. In the Enlightenment Tower model, the Ace of Wands represents Kether of Tifereth, the sphere of intention in the sphere of intention. Since we are on the spiritual level, on the human spiritual level, we are looking at cosmic intention. Kether is the Sephira of beginnings and initiations, the beginning of an adventure, an enterprise, a relationship. Relationship is also an adventure. Or the conception of a child, behind which is the intention of the soul to be born. In the context of the Tree of Life and Tarot, cosmic intention or cosmic beginning is always auspicious. Therefore, the Ace of Wands does not have inauspicious meanings. Originally, tarot cards represent two things: a faculty of consciousness and an experience. We can use faculties of consciousness constructively or destructively. This produces a favorable or adverse experience. This gives us 5 to 7 basic meanings for each tarot card. Here are the meanings of the Ace of Wands of the Enlightenment Tarot. The title is Cosmic Intention. The power of consciousness is intention. The constructive use is initiative. Destructive use is none. The favorable internal experience is involution, to be involved in an initiative. and the adverse internal experience, there is none. The Enlightenment Tarot project attempts to rediscover the original meanings of the tarot cards that pertain to their position on the Tree of Life. These meanings are simple, clear, and easy to memorize. I hope you enjoyed this installment of the Enlightenment Tarot and discovered an inspiration or two. Please help to spread the light with a like and a share, and don't forget to subscribe. Love and light.